Welcome. My name is Shana, and this class is an invitation to explore yoga, to explore how you feel today in this moment, in this breath, and I hope you enjoy it. Anytime you wish, if you don't feel comfortable or you'd rather not do something that we're demonstrating here, feel free to stop or pause the video and do whatever feels right for you today. Or you can always try something else. We have a resting pose here in chair yoga where we simply settle into our chair. We have our back against the back of the chair. Our sitting bones are nicely grounded on the chair, and you can simply place your hands down to ground yourself, drop your shoulders, and breathe slow breaths in and out. This is actually how we're going to start and end our practice today, so you can always come back to this grounding breathing if you'd like to at any time in this practice today. So again, welcome, and I hope you enjoy yourself today. Please just follow your best instincts as far as what feels good. Let's begin. All right, so first things first, as we'd already begun, you want your feet firmly planted on the floor. So if you take a look at your feet, you actually have 4 pads on them. This one, this one, this one, and this one. So just take a moment to find those 4 pads and how they touch the earth, how they connect with the earth. And from there, you can actually feel the earth, see if you can, pushing back. So you have this support coming right up from the beginning, right at the soles of your feet. So let's get those toes spread out and get those 4 corners of your feet connected to the earth. Beautiful job. Now let's see if we can get our heels maybe underneath our knees. So sometimes we go back like this, or we have our feet way out, like this. What would it feel like just to have the heels directly underneath the knees? So what we're going for maybe is something like this, a 90-degree angle. And you can play with that, to see where you feel most comfortable. So right here, right from the beginning, we're grounding into the earth. And now we want to become aware of our sitting. So at this point in our practice, we can be up against the back of the chair, and our sitting bones can be nicely settled into the chair. And again, we can feel that support coming up from the chair. So we have support coming up from the earth, support coming up from the chair. So our only job now is to notice that. And take a few minutes to ground here. Now you might even want to roll your shoulders up and back. Perhaps your shoulders are bunched up. Mine tend to get bunched up during the course of the day, so you can roll them up and back so that they settle in. Nice. And you'll notice I like to come back to that breathing. So you can try breathing in, deep breath through the nose, right into the stomach, and then exhale through the nose. Some people like to exhale through their mouth. So as long as you're breathing in through your nose, filtering all that sustaining air, you can play with releasing through your mouth, or through your nose. This is, again, something you can play with to see how it feels for you. Good. Now, as we sit here together for a few more moments, just take a sort of an inventory of how you're feeling from your toes all the way up to the top of your head. Are there any areas that are feeling tense, or any areas that are feeling like they could use a little bit of relaxation? Just send your breath there. Let's try that for a few breaths. you might start to feel that as you breathe out, tension begins to dissolve. So this is something we could try. We can imagine tension dissolving with an inhale, focusing on an area like the shoulders that might be clenched up or kind of holding tension, and then imagining like rain or melting butter, just releasing that tension. Good. Now this breath that we're using will be our friend throughout the entire practice. This is our support system that brings us into the present moment. It brings us right here, right now. And each breath is an offering of self-care. Obviously, we breathe without even thinking about it all day long. But when we intentionally focus our breath, and this is something you can notice when you practice, it's interesting to see how it feels like just a big hug that you're giving yourself. And it's available to us all the time. So let's try to incorporate some breath with some movement. We're going to go ahead and just sort of hip march. So hip marching just means kind of going from side to side, up a little bit higher on the chair. So I'm about halfway, let me turn the chair this way so you can see, halfway up the chair right now. And I'm re-grounding my feet into the ground. I'm keeping that 90-degree angle as best as I can. And that's perfect. Good. And now we're going to roll the shoulders up and back a few times. So go ahead and let those hands just drop. We can lift the front part of our body. There we go. Maybe look at a point in front of you, slightly ahead on the ground. And adding our breath to our motion, we'll inhale our shoulders up, exhale them down. This is just something you can try. Nice job. Keep going. So our breaths can be deep and long. Try a breath that feels comfortable for you. And then whenever you're ready, we can switch directions. So we'll inhale up and exhale forward. That's it. Keeping your gaze forward. Releasing any tension that you might feel. You can release that. Or set the intention to release it. It might not release. But just kind of imagining the release can be a very self-empowering thing to do. Remember, you're in control of your practice, of this moment, and your breath can bring you right here. Nice. Last one. Very good. All right, let's go ahead and turn the palms outward now. Take a breath in and exhale the arms out to the side. Good. Feeling your full expanse. So from here, let's open up that chest. We're even tilting the tailbone slightly back, maybe looking up toward the ceiling if you want. If it doesn't hurt your neck, if it is crinking your neck, you can adjust accordingly, finding a good neck position for you today. And then we're going to exhale and bring our palms into our heart as we curl inwards. Good. Inhaling and opening, giving the universe a hug. And here, and exhaling, drawing everything into your heart. Safe and secure. Good. One more time. Inhale, open wide, and exhale. Now there are options here depending on how you're feeling today. We can do this as a cactus, for example, coming out and then curling in. The idea is to get our spine waking up and moving. Inhale, open, and exhale, close. Or another way we might want to do it is with our hands behind our head. As long as that spine is experiencing that flexion, good, and that extension, we're waking it up. Or if your arms are tired today, another option. Just keep your hands down. Imagine your spine like a river, beginning to break loose and free of any obstacles. Breathing into any sense of block or obstacles. Nice job. All right, and then bringing it right back to center, right back to our neutral position. And if you want to roll your shoulders up and back, just to relax them a little bit, don't have to be too rigid. You can just become like water. Good. All right, so now let's move our spine in a different direction. Let's go side to side. So we're going to inhale those arms up one more time. Call this a sun breath, gathering the energy of the sun. Exhale your left arm down. You can grab the side of the chair if you like, and then we're going to begin to bend to the left. So we're actually aiming up for the left diagonal, inhaling and extending. And then as you exhale, let's reach just a little bit more. The idea is you reach where you want to reach today. So if this is a good place for you, great. If you want to go a little bit more, feel free. Or if just a slight lateral stretch is what feels right today, that's perfect. Inhale, extend. Exhale, enjoy that stretch. Good. Let's inhale, both arms back up. Reach both sides of the body straight up. And then as you exhale, that right hand comes down to the side of the chair. And of course, we begin that gentle stretch to the right. Left arm up tall. Nice. Keep breathing. Inhale, extend. Exhale. A little bit more. Again, your gaze, your neck, play with where that feels comfortable for you. This should feel really good. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, both arms straight up. Good. Now here's where we can play a little bit more. We can come from side to side. And now you can just become even more fluid. So we've gone from a sort of a straight ahead yoga posture now to more of a flow. And here you can just find a motion or a rhythm that feels good, maybe even change it up a little bit to get that spine awake, alive, and moving. So see what feels right for you. Moving it from side to side, maybe from front to back. No hard and fast rules. I have a yoga teacher friend who likes to say no robot yogis. This is an exploration of all of your cells, muscles, bones, and ligaments, with all the amazing things that you can do, and how amazing it is that we can do it here together. Nice. And then when you're ready, just slow it down, coming back to your neutral center. Good. All right, our final direction of the spine today, we're going to do a gentle twist. So we're going to please put the palms facing outward again, and then inhale all the way up. Perfect. Then as you exhale, we're just very simply going to bring the right hand to the outside of the left thigh. Left hand can come behind you on the chair. So you can find a place, the top of the chair, the bottom of the chair, depends on you and your chair. And then simply drawing the abdomen in toward the spine, inhaling and raising the spine up from root all the way to the crown. That's already a good twist right there. But if you want to go further, when you exhale, you can just gently begin to, without forcing of course, just gently begin to invite your gaze over your left shoulder, right? So the twist comes from the seat to the torso, to the shoulders, and finally, without strain, to the head and the neck. That's great. And keep breathing little sips of air, nourishing as you basically squeeze out anything that doesn't serve you anymore. So imagine anything that's not feeling so good just to be squeezed right out. Cleansing your body, cleansing your whole system. Inhale, exhale, returning to center. And taking just a moment here, right in your neutral position, maybe you can feel a difference between your two sides, something fun to notice. So let's balance ourselves out with another big sun breath. Reaching tall, and then exhale this time your left hand to the outside of your right knee, and then the right hand wherever it wants to be on the back of the chair. Inhale, raising tall, and exhaling, beginning that gentle twist. Of course, we don't want to move too fast in these twists. So just breathe and enjoy the sensation. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Good. Let's do two more. Just feel the sensation and breathe. Nice. One more breath. Inhale, exhale, coming back to center. Excellent. All right, we're going to do one more asana, one more form that I like a lot because it releases tension in the hips right here. And this place right here does tend to hold tension. So what we can do here is you're going to lift up your left leg and just cross it over the top of your right, just above your right knee. Now this sometimes is enough right here. I don't know about you, but I can, and most people can already feel the sensation right here in the outside of the hip. We might want to hip march up just a little bit higher in your chair. Good. So this is a great place to be right here. Take a moment to make sure you're even on both sides of your seat. So sometimes we have a tendency when things are tight to come over onto one side. So let's just balance that out. See how that feels. And then if it feels right for you right now, you might want to take it a little bit more into the sensation of the hip with the intention of addressing that tension and maybe releasing or setting that intention to release. So let's inhale. I like to hold the side of the chair and then just open up the front of the body, extend the spine, and then as you exhale, begin to fold forward from hinging really. Imagine a hinge right here from your hips. And as you do, there's a point in front of you, just pick one that doesn't move, and you can gaze at that. That can be helpful. Try that, and then gently begin to invite your upper body down towards your knee and your foot. Perfect. Now here the breath becomes very important because as we play with sensation, we can breathe into it. We don't want to go to a place that's uncomfortable to the point that it's not feeling beneficial anymore. So you kind of know. This feels really good to me right about here. Inhale, and let's hang out here for about 3 deep breaths. One more. Excellent job as you inhale. Just gently bring yourself back up. Hopefully that felt just right. Okay, so we'll take a minute now, bringing your leg up. Sometimes it's nice when you're here, and this is just something you might want to do if you feel like it, to sort of cradle your ankle and your knee and just rock it, maybe play with bringing it in towards your chest a little bit, and a little more gentle opening of that hip. And then what I like to do before coming all the way down is give myself a little hug. Always sending that self-love and compassion right home. You can literally hug yourself. So go ahead and give yourself a hug. Inhale and exhale now. Perfect. All right, reestablishing your neutral sitting position, shoulders up and back is a nice thing to do. Taking a moment to notice difference between the two hips especially. All right, let's do the other side now. So this time your right foot, just like so. Now, we have props to help us with these things, so if this doesn't feel right for you, there are lots of different ways you can modify this pose. So if you have questions or in a class live with me, we can really talk about those. But one idea is to bring up a prop, like a blanket underneath your hip. So that's a really handy one if your hips are really tight. So go ahead now and relax here for just a few breaths. Check your balance on both your sitting bones. Good. Let's grip the side of the chair so that you're good and stable. Inhale, extend the spine, and now we can exhale and invite forward. So you're really wanting to try to stay in a straight line, so it's a hinge, like so, versus something like this, right? So protecting that back. Allowing that hip to release, and you might even feel this in your lower back. And it's very likely that one side feels different than the other. One side might be tighter. If it feels good for you, continue to inhale and exhale just a little bit more into the pose. If it's too much, of course, you can always come back. This is really a great chance to listen into yourself. Good. Let's do about 3 more breaths here, okay? Nice job. Let's inhale coming up. Beautiful. Exhale, and if you want to, we can do this next part and just sort of cradle our leg. And again, a fluid, playful, gentle rocking of the foot so that we can see what parts of the hip might want to open. Good. And then, of course, my favorite part, just give yourself a hug. Straighten that spine just a bit. Draw that shin in. It should feel very comforting. Great on the hips too. And exhale down. Excellent job. Let's close with a forward fold. All right. So inhaling, shoulders up and back. Exhaling as you begin to, again, hinge forward, balancing out both sides now. Chest, the front of the body can just rest over the legs, and then feel free at this point just to drop your head completely. Let it all go. Your head should be totally loose, so you can move it around. Nice. Release. As with each breath, maybe you can see what part can release a little more. Maybe your shoulders or your neck. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Let's place our hands on top of our legs, and gently as you exhale, press gently back up to a neutral sitting position. Checking in with yourself before we close, seeing how you feel. Hopefully it feels great to enjoy this practice and explore, what you need today. So let's hip march back to the back of our chair, just like when we started. Good. And when you're settled in, close your eyes. Let's just one more time pay attention to notice that support. You can feel it everywhere. It's coming up from the ground, through your feet, all day. It's coming up from the chair, supporting you. It's also coming from the air. As we breathe in and out, we center right here in this present moment. And that breath is giving us our life, our oxygen, our sustenance. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Let's bring our palms together at our heart center and take a bow with thanks. The light in me honors the light in you. Be well.